Hey Cougars, it's Kim. Welcome back to Cougar Reboot, where we talk body recomping, fat fasting, as in fasting from fat, and accountability, but mostly finding your power again one day at a time. A quick disclaimer: if you do have issues with disordered eating and are considering changing your diet because of something or someone that you've seen on the internet, please consider talking to a medical professional first. Today's update is a big one. I had my first proper sesh with an actual bariatric surgeon. I spent approximately 50 minutes in a tiny room mapping out a path I thought I would avoid walking by now. I was questioned about my multiple failed dietary attempts, my psychological health, which is not the best at the moment, my use of alcohol as a crutch, and everything in between. This is soda water with a tiny teaspoon of gin, my little hack, which gives me the taste of gin without the calories or the grog. It is a hack if you want to try it. And yet, I was called out about not using a CPAP machine when, according to my sleep study, my breathing pauses 60 times a minute on average. But I hate the idea of being even less accessible to my husband's touch. My husband Hardy currently sleeps on top of the bed because of his inferior and superior drainage tubes. And now I'm going to crank up the romance by 10 by sounding like Darth Vader. Not exactly OnlyFans material, but okay, let me take you, let me spare you that thought and take you inside the appointment. And this wasn't a rushed 5-minute tick the box kind of consult where I was just asked medical questions. I was taken into catacombs around my body image that I didn't really want to go into. Rediscovering myself at the age of 12 with, I think, body dysmorphia, and talking about my selective times of going out to avoid meeting people that knew me from a previous life. But the surgeon laid it all out as honestly as he could, which I appreciate. I am 12 kilos heavier than I was during that sleep study a couple of years back. And he also told me what needs to happen if I'm going to do a 180-degree change. We talked about fatty liver, and we talked about muscle preservation, and we also talked about the reality most of us avoid until we're at that breaking point. When those voices telling you that you're past that point, when you look in the mirror and everything that you thought are confirmed medically and irrefutably. And I'm very pro body positivity. And I think that people with obese bodies or who are overweight or not even overweight do not need criticism from peers or the public. But I'm at the point where my morbid obesity is unlikely to change because of the difficulty I have on my feet. It's dangerous to my health span, and it's dangerous to my longevity. But I'm leaning into the protein and I'm lifting weights daily at home to try to burn as much as I can calorie-wise. And I'll be honest, it didn't hit as hard as it should have. because I'm numb. Not in a way, not in a scary way, but when I had an accident, a vehicle accident in my classic NC MX-5, all I could do was sit in my driver's seat and sob like a bloody toddler. But this is an opportunity. Our Aussie public hospital system has a waiting list spanning 10 years, and I am now at the very front of that list looking at surgery before the end of 2025. And if I reject it now, I could be 62 and looking at surgery, sleeve surgery, unless I embrace it now. And maybe this is the best thing that 2025 has to offer. The surgeon has me on 1 meal replacement a day with a surgical procedure coming up to check how fatty my liver is. I don't know what it's called. It's something tubed down the esophagus before surgery. I've therefore consulted ChatGPT about altering my diet to a more liver shrinking diet, as well as losing weight and building muscle. I don't want much, but I'm sure she can help me with that. She recommended I practice intermittent fasting to shrink the liver even further and to include lemon, garlic, turmeric, and cilantro. My durian rider-esque diet that I focus on with rice and vegetables and fruit can be maintained, but I need to make sure that I include that tofu or legumes or quinoa for my protein needs. Body recomping and liters of water, like I'm a walking hydration tank. The goal, shrink my liver to make the surgery safe or safer, or maybe, just maybe, the surgery might be unnecessary. An even better end to my 2025 in my mind. But this is the fork in the road moment. So now it's CPAP time, and I'll be honest, I was agreeable because not doing so, I thought I was making myself ineligible for the surgery by not accepting it. And then I also thought, is my pride more important than waking up alive? Would I be rejecting a machine that could actually prevent me from stroking out like I watched my grandmother do? Exactly. So where is it from here? Where does this leave me? I'm walking a path that could lead to surgery, or it could lead to a radical reboot driven by myself, which I got to say is definitely my preference to being opened up to getting sutures and future complications. I've never hidden behind willpower, or I've never pretended that I've got all of this figured out, because I haven't. I've left it to ChatGPT like a coward. But I have a simple, repeatable, low fat diet that mutes the food noise, and that's been crafted by AI. And as Cole says, to be lean for life, you just need to cut the fat out, or at least to the most minimum of levels. And I'm here to document it for myself, but also for anyone else staring down the same choices that I've been given. So if you're someone considering weight loss surgery, if you have sleep apnea, if you're thinking about using a CPAP machine, or that you're in a body that just feels like it's unpivotable, you're not alone. I'm right here with you, fighting for a better version of myself with AI and with ChatGPT. So let me know in the comments, have you done a liver shrinking diet? Do you have any advice for me? Are you using a CPAP? Are you using ChatGPT? Did you just dodge surgery or take it and end up thriving? And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe and share this with someone who needs to hear it. We're not just here to shrink. We're here to reboot as the lean, muscular cougars we are. So see you next episode, legends. Take care of yourself and of each other. I hope to see you again. Peace out.